Hi guys, I'm Fwah Storm and this is my first review for Crap Cinema Central, the place to be if you want to get your fix of movies that are so bad you just have to see them. In this episode we're going to take a look at the unreleased Roger Corman adaptation of Marvel Comics' Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four opens with longtime friends Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom, who are swapping notes on a secret project while their university professor, played by George Gaines of Police Academy fame, is explaining the forthcoming comet known as Colossus. Before Reed and Victor begin their secret experiment, Reed and his close friend Ben Grimm go back to the boarding house that they are staying at, which is owned by a Mrs. Storm and her two young children Susan and Johnny. Even though Susan and Johnny want to see the comet with Reed and Ben, Reed decides to join Victor at a special location where their experiment, which involves the comet, will take place. Unfortunately, the experiment goes horribly wrong and Victor is severely scarred by the accident. However, two mysterious characters who pose as doctors inform Reed and Ben that Victor is dead, when in fact he is anything but.
His Highness, we must save him. It's not already too late.
The movie then moves on by 10 years, which is when we see Reed and Ben planning a mission to outer space. However, two more members are needed for the mission. So without hesitation, they visit the Storm residence.
Hi, Mrs. Storm. Johnny and Susan go to outer space with us?
Well, I don't know, dear. You'll have to ask them.
Reed is not too keen on the idea of Susan and Johnny becoming team members, but he soon changes his mind. Unknown to the team, Victor and his henchmen have plans to abduct a precious diamond that is vital to Reed's mission into outer space, where Reed plans to capture the power of the same comet that was responsible for Victor's accident. But before Victor can send in his henchmen to sabotage the early stages of the space mission, a mysterious underground dweller known as the Jeweler breaks in and switches the diamond for a fake. Along the way, Ben has fallen in love with a blind artist called Alicia. However, Ben is not her only admirer. Reed Richards and his band of intergalactic explorers proceed with their mission, completely unaware of the diamond switch until they have an accident in space. The four crash land back on Earth to find out that they have all acquired special powers. Reed's bodily structure has become elastic, Susan can now become invisible whenever she pleases, Johnny can spontaneously combust and control the flames, and Ben has been transformed into the ever-loving blue-eyed thing.
We've got a lot to do.
Don't let anything happen to my babies.
See to it personally.
Look at you. The Fantastic Four.
While the four try to find the answer to their sudden transformations, the jeweler sends his minions to abduct Alicia. Soon, Reed and his companions are rescued by who they believe to be the military, but as it turns out, they are in fact some of Victor's men. The four proceed to find a way out of their prison and stumble across the information to Dr. Doom's evil plan of becoming the most powerful man ever and his mission to take over the world. This low-budget adaptation of the Fantastic Four, directed by Ole Sassoon, is an absolute gem of fun, adventure, poor special effects, bad acting, and pretty much every necessary component that is needed to produce a cheese-tastic movie of this caliber. Now, before I go any further, I have to say that it is both easy to compare this movie to the 2005 adaptation, yet it is also difficult to do so at the same time. So many scenes seem to be very similar to that of the modern adaptation, and even the performance from Alex Hyde White, who plays Reed Richards, is similar to Ian Griffith's performance. But then I discovered through background research that Roger Corman was not the only producer. It turns out that Bernd Eichinger also helped to produce the 2005 adaptation as well as the 1994 adaptation with Roger Corman.
You will know pain far greater than your worst nightmare.
Sorry I'm late. Miss anything?
During a fair amount of the duration of the movie, most of the performances seem to be half decent. However, this changes throughout the film and many laughable moments are had.
It's clobbering time.
Hello, Dr. Richard. Good to see me again. This is a little device I've been playing with. I hope for your sake it's working well. I have the diamond and a friend of Mr. Grimm. Oh, by the way, that laser you saw, it's finished now. Allow me to demonstrate its purpose. You have 12 hours to surrender yourselves to me, or I'll wipe out New York City. Have a nice night.
The costumes for this movie are below average, but suit the feel of the movie. Even though the costume for the Thing looks like an early design for Toxie from the Toxic Avenger, it's not a bad attempt. Okay, it's not a great attempt either, but I doubt that I could do any better. Oh, and before I forget, like all crap movies, this has its fair share of moments that don't seem to make sense. For example, watch this clip from Victor's accident.
Prisms are overheating! No! Victor, look out! Victor! Get out of here! I will not fail! I will not fail!
Hold on. Now, did you see it? Let's just go back a second.
I will not fail!
Okay, seriously, what the fuck was that? Ben Grimm has decided to run across a local football field just in case someone is in danger, but he felt it necessary to jump over what exactly? It's a football field. All there is grass. But before I get too hooked on that moment, check this out. Now, I've never shot a homeless underground dwelling minion from a sewer pipe before. However, I would like to think that if I did, I would stop shooting at the sewer pipe the moment the guy fell out of it. I would love to say that the editing of this movie is at a great standard, but seriously, just see for yourself.
Time to take another blood sample. Sleeves up.
What am I supposed to do with these guys?
Genius, just absolute genius. But what makes this scene better is when Reed, Sue and Johnny want to leave the room, but the camera is in their way. Now before we see this clip, I'm going to give you a few seconds to see if you can figure out this conundrum. So, how did you do? If you guessed clever editing, then you were wrong. In fact, this is really how they did it.
Okay, jacks are better open.
That's right. Why bother with a bit of editing when you can just get the actors to create an optical illusion by bending down? I thought I would finish this review on a serious note. Despite the many flaws this low-budget cheese fest is, well, it's fantastic. Seriously, no pun is intended. In many ways, I actually prefer this to the 2005 effort. I've grown up reading Fantastic Four comics from a very early age, and I actually liked this movie. Sadly though, the movie was never released. The actors and director were told that the movie would either receive a theatrical release or it would be used as a pilot for a television series. But the producers made the film for the sole purpose of keeping the rights to the franchise. However, if you check the description box below, you'll see a link to the first part of the movie. Thanks for watching.
Have fun.